Hi, FlossTube. It's Julia. Julicious. I answer to both. How's it going? Happy holidays. Oh, it snowed in Philadelphia over the weekend. I was not emotionally ready for snow. Fortunately, we didn't get bogged down. I hope everyone in the South who had snow that you were not prepared for is doing okay. There's a tendency among folks, the further north you live, the more you kind of look askance at people who live even a little bit south of you and the way they deal with snow. But I think it's important to remember, if you live someplace like, say, the deep south of North America, snow isn't something, if snow isn't something you normally have to deal with, your township probably doesn't have the equipment to clear it, to make the roads safe. And while it may seem like a dusting to people who live in Canada or even people who live in the Northeast, it still gums up the works because you don't live someplace that's used to having snow. So I always try to remember that when I'm like, ha ha ha, oh, you sweet summer child, you got 2 inches of snow. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. And I hope everyone in California is staying safe and evacuating if you need to. And if there's anything I can do, let me know. I don't know what there is I can do except hold you in my thoughts and donate to disaster relief more so than I usually do. Up top, global warming. I said I wasn't gonna be controversial. Oops. Anyway. So I've had a small influx of new subscribers. Hello. Thank you. For those of you who are returning viewers, thank you. I say this every time and it kind of seems trite, but at the same time, it really does mean so much to me that you choose to keep coming back. Like you saw this face and decided to stick around. So thank you. And yeah, let's move on. I think it might be a relatively short video today, you know, relatively for me. But we'll see. Shall we dive in? Let's dive in. Oh, first thing, I have been really enjoying, I know a few people have been doing it, but I've only really been watching Pam's. Hi, Pam. Pam Reed of Pam's Crafty Corner. She's doing Vlogmas, where she's vlogging every day between December 1st and the 25th. And that's fun to watch. I got to learn all about Christmas at the retreat. Garrett and Katie helped me out. Thank you. Because I felt pretty dumb. I learned that Noel is pronounced Noel. It doesn't rhyme with Joel. Oops. Anyway, I've been kind of considering doing sort of a Hanukkah vlog, Hanu vlog, Vlogaka, but I don't know. If there's interest, I will. Let me know. Hanukkah starts tomorrow night. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday the 12th. And at sundown, Hanukkah starts. So, we'll see. I have to make a snap decision there. Anyway, whips. let's talk about cross stitching and knitting. That's what you're all here for. I have only worked on 3 whips. And the third one, only because there was sadness, because Martina Rosenberg died unexpectedly, which is always kind of jarring when people die unexpectedly. It's very, like, not only because it's really sad, but also, you know, for the rest of us, it's like, you know, mortality looming over you. Like, yeah, it could be you. You never know. And that's scary and humbling and forces you to kind of reorient. But I'm very sad for her family. And I hope their hearts heal as well as they can. And if any of you knew Martina, I'm sorry for your loss. She was a really great artist. The only Chatelaine, I'll show you. It's this little fly agaric toadstool. This had been a freebie, but I bought it because it wasn't a freebie anymore, but it was like €4, so meh. I don't enjoy stitching on this, and that's not Martina's fault. It's because I hate 28 count linen. I had that revelation. Or maybe it's just this particular 28 count linen I hate. It feels like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. I don't like it. I like higher count fabrics, and that's not me being snobby or bougie or, or I stole that from Melanie, or snotty. It's just, I don't like loose fabric. Anyway, but it's pretty. I've got a thing for fungi. So called for threads, even though it's just DMC and 1 petite treasure braid. I like petite treasure braid. First time using it. So I worked on this a little bit in memory of Martina, just in the petite treasure braid. I did the back stitching along here. And I have to look at the pattern again because I think there's back stitching along the outer border. There's stuff to do in here as well. There's some grass that needs to be back stitched. And then I just need to track down the bees and the treasure. Which I wasn't able to find on 1, 2, 3 stitch, but I can look again. So, yeah, mixed feelings. I like the pattern. I think it's pretty. Hate the fabric. C'est la vie. Oh, can't forget to show that later. Put that right there so I won't forget it. Watch me forget it. Next thing I worked on, Nantucket Girl sampler. Not finished. It's going to get finished in 2018. Here's the whole thing. Oh, do you want to see what it's supposed to look like when it's done? Sorry for the glare. Oh, that's not too bad. Love this. I love this so fuzzy huggy much. So when I worked on this my most recent pass, I finished all of these. What fell? The pattern fell. Algerian Islets for Essex, which is the name of this whaling ship that was sunk by a very courageous whale. And I did this flower. And I got a good bit of work done on the house. So, in the grand scheme of things, there's not much left, but it's 40 count and it's tedious. I love 40 count, but this pattern is tedious. There's a lot of bits that's just solid stitching like this. Eliza Brock up here. That's all, like, all stitching. And it's time consuming. But, you know, little by little. So, yeah, very happy with this. I'm not saying I'm getting burned out on it. I'm looking forward to it being done so I can bask in accomplishment and also hang it somewhere. I say that even though I haven't fully finished anything to hang on the wall in, I can't remember. So we shall see. And then I got some great progress on Mermaid of Atlantis. Oh, this, by the way, is 40 count R&R reproduction. Excuse me while I step out of frame here. It's the called for fabric. 40 count. Vintage buttercream. I lie, it's not R&R reproduction, it's Lakeside linen. Lakeside linens. This mermaid is stitched on 32 count Calypso by Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And her tail is 99.9% done. This is a lot of fun. It's the most colorful of my whips, so it's a nice treat. And so I finished most of the tail. There's still a little, can't see, there's still a little bit of the tail fin over there. I started filling in some of the silk on the pillar and the seaweed. So yeah, the next time I pull her out, I'll have to actually sit and figure out, do I want to do, there's a lot of 3371, and do I want to chip away at that or start playing with more metallics? I might go back and forth. 3371 until I want to scream, and then start either the crest or the filigree. And then go back to 3371. I'll figure it out. But that's fun. I've been enjoying that a lot. So I have a new start because the only new thing I'm going to be doing as far as a new year, new start next year is going to be Ingleside Imaginarium's Guardians of Notre Dame style. The frame looks like this. Not the frame, the border. Looks like the rose window. And this is meant to be stitched on 32. The model stitched on 32 count Lugana in sterling by Picture This Plus. I do not, unless it's 25 count and I'm doing like 1/1 or something, I don't care for Lugana. And I've been enamored of higher count fabrics lately, so I opted to do it on a piece of 36 count sterling from Picture This Plus, and I'm stitching it 1/2. And this is what I've gotten accomplished so far. I'm really enjoying it. I've only had to frog a couple of times. Counting is hard. It's my fault, not Brittany's. So hopefully by the 1st, the entire border will be done. But if not, the first Guardian is going to go in here, and so this border's all done. So worst case scenario, everything's going to be fine, because I have, its space is, well, mostly finished. I haven't filled in all of the Gast. There's only one specialty thread, the rest is DMC, and that's this variegated, it's a, Gentle Art in Moonlit Path. I might need to get another skein of this. But that's okay. So I really just filled that in along the center and then a little bit here and here and here. So that's what's going on until the 21st of this month, because then I joined Full Coverage Fanatics, even though I'm not a full coverage fanatic, but I'm dipping my toes into full coverage because, you know, I have that giant gecko rouge thing I got for Josh that I'm going to be stitching on until I'm 80. Hi, Cat. What are you doing? You're sitting on a project bag. No. Come here. Come here. This is Andre. Say hi, Andre. Yeah. Where was I? Full Coverage Fanatics. So mostly for Full Coverage Fanatics, I'm going to be focusing on the Gecko Rouge, but I found a Story Keep that I really liked, and so for their winter seasonal stitch along, I'm going to be doing It's the Candleman. Artwork by James Christensen. I believe the original artwork is a... Oh, Hade is having a 50% off sale until tomorrow midnight. Okay. This guy. I believe it's a Hans Christian Andersen inspired artwork. But this, I'm going to get started on the 21st. Because FOMO. Which I'm going to do 2/1/10 stitch on 25 count. Which I'm looking forward to, oddly enough. And I have my fabric all gridded. That was a pain. But, you know. So that is what I'm doing in December, and then next year most of my full coverage stitching will be on the Gamer by Gecko Rouge, which is huge. I started it just to get it started. And oh Lord, is it tiny? 1/1 on 25 count, doing the waist knot method, which is working really well. Shout out to Pam Reed again for that tutorial. Lots of gray. Normally I don't have a problem with gray, but if that's the only thing I'm stitching, it gets a little bit tedious. But, you know. So those are my stitching plans. 2018 is going to be super, super boring. My participation in Stitch Mania is going to be dependent on what I get finished between now and then. Very watch, wait, and see. And yeah, it's going to be pretty boring. I want to FFO some things too. I have fabric to finish my Tempting Tangles Welcome stitch along into a pillow. Haven't gotten around to that. Should do that over break. I need to get the Edgar Allan Poe themed Cricut collection piece framed and in the library. I really need to get Autumn in My Garden framed. She does not deserve to be in a drawer. She deserves to be on a wall in this room, actually. Yeah. Things need to get done. I'm inspired. Diane of Mondot Stitches inspired me. She went on this glorious FFOing tear and did some beautiful things. You should go check out her latest videos. Because, yeah. Sorry, just writing down on my notes that I should, for that shout out, to link below. Okay, so I did Pam. And Mondot Stitches. There we go. I won a small giveaway that Sonia, Cat Crazy Creations, had because she has this cross stitch, like 365 cross stitch patterns, calendar things from 2007, I believe. And she's just giving some of the patterns away that she's not particularly interested in. And I won this one because I thought it was cute and fun. So that'll get stitched at some point. Amelia has actually expressed interest in stitching it. Amelia is working on a cross stitch pattern. She's been working on it for almost a year. Hang on. I will pause and I will go get it. No, seriously, I'm going to pause and go get it. Thanks. Sorry about that. And I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm often all over the place, but I still feel the need to apologize. So I kitted this little thing up for Amelia for Hanukkah last year. It's a free pattern from Cloud's Factory called Be Happy, and it's a little bumblebee, and it's going to say Be Happy, but we haven't gotten that far yet. And she is doing really well. Like, she did this thing where she stitched a little bit and then was like, you know, whatever, which I was fine with it. She said she wanted to learn how to stitch, and I was fully prepared with her to try it and never touch it again. But then she went on this, she just decided she was going to stitch it, and she got quite a bit of it done. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's not perfect because she's 7. She just turned 7, actually. So for a 6-year-old, 14 count white Aida, called for DMC threads. I think it looks pretty darn good. So I told her that she could stitch this and maybe we'd stitch it together once she finishes this. Kind of hypocritical, but I'm her mother. So, yeah, she's been wanting me to show you this for a long time, and I just keep forgetting. But that's free. You can find it on Cloud's Factory if you're so inclined. Talked about whips, talked about the new start, talked about the full coverage fanatics stuff, mentioned that 2018 is going to be pretty boring. Mostly because in addition to stitching, I'm also doing the, knitting-wise, I'm going to be doing Ann P's The Woolly Wonka Palooza knit-along in 2018. And you should go check them out on Ravelry if you have not already. Sorry, just taking more notes for things that need to be linked down below. Palooza. Okay, so essentially each month has 2 themes. And you can choose to stitch on both or one or whatever. For example, January, the theme is lace. And the color is gray. And I decided I wanted to use this gray alpaca I spun back in July. Have about 200 yards, would like to use it all. And so I chose, and this is a Woolly Wonka Fibers pattern, the Valkyrie knits. Called for yarn in this one. Well, the yarn she used in this one is blue, but I'm gonna do gray. I'm finding another photo. There are optional beads in the pattern. I keep waffling back and forth on whether or not I want to do beads. So that's what I'm going to knit in January. And then let's see, February, the theme is cowls. The color is pink. I'm probably not going to use pink yarn because I just don't like pink. So we'll see. You know, March, theme is cables, color's green. I'll figure something out. So you get the idea. It's sort of just a fun knitting challenge thing. So I'm excited. And I will put, if you're a knitter and you're interested in participating, now you don't have to follow the themes. Like if you want to do just plain vanilla socks, knock yourself out. You could, you know, you could decide you're doing plain vanilla socks and maybe you'll do gray and pink and green and, you know, just go through the colors. You don't have to. It's very free form. It's just meant to get us knitting and, you know, chatting and stuff. So I'm super stoked about that. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up with it. I have decided to complicate my life even more. And I'm going back to college in January. So scary. But yeah, the plan is nursing with probably an eye towards midwifery, but we'll see. There's going to be no fun nursing classes for a while because I have a lot of catch up to play in the math and science departments. My background is in English and theater, so yeah. So yeah, that's gonna take precedent. You know, school and you know, our little trio here are gonna take front seat, and hobbies are gonna have to, you know, might have to go by the wayside a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I know I'm not the only one planning to do that next year. D Stitcher is gonna study to be a teaching assistant. I don't know if Dee watches. Hi, Dee. So it's yeah, I don't really have a lot to say because I feel kind of self-conscious about it, but yeah, you'll still see me, I hope. I'll be around. What else to talk about? I didn't show you any of the knitting I've been doing. I talked about knitting plans for next year, but didn't show you any of the knitting I've done. Now, Josh's knitted present for Hanukkah for me is almost done, but I'm not going to show you it until he's opened it. Because sometimes he watches these. Anyway. What did I do? Did I show you the hat? I finished the hat for my grandfather. This is the Erin watch cap from the book Hats On. I knit it in Quince & Company's Lark, their worsted weight, in the colorway Twig. I love this hat. It's really fun. It's really fun to knit. It's got a really nice wide brim. You can, you know, plenty of ribbing to fold up. And the pattern's really fun. So hopefully this will keep him warm. And I think you've seen these, but these are the driftwood socks for Nana. Ann P. designed it, and this is some of her yarn, Willy Wonka's, oh, I think this is the Rhiannon sock base in the colorway Forget Me Not, I think. And if I got the colorway wrong, I apologize, please correct me. So, someone might have cold grandparents this year, but not me. And for my sister, I did some major stash busting. I found some alpaca yarn, Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light, that's been in my stash for years and years and years. And I made her this. This is the Honey Cowl. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it below. I will make a note to link it below. I played with, this is kind of in between sizes. There are 2 sizes written, and I just did my own thing. And it still needs washed, but I think this will be nice. She'll be able to bundle herself up. She could even wear, if she wanted to wear it really close, she could put a little pin or something. So hopefully she'll like that. She's very appreciative of hand knits, so I'm not worried. And for my sister's girlfriend, Kristen, who is always cold, I didn't get the matching mittens done, but Anne, again, over at Willy Wonka Fibers, this is a fairly new pattern. This is her Briarthorn hat. And this is knit in some alpaca yarn from Bucks County Alpacas, which is a local to me farm. They have a booth about once a month at my local farmer's market. And this colorway screamed Kristen, so I did this. Played with the gauge a little bit. She likes things, it's a bit longer than it probably was charted for. She likes things a little slouchy. But super warm, and her head is a lot smaller than mine. She's practically a pixie. But yeah, I have a lot of this yarn left over. I might try to speed knit a cowl to go with it, but I'm not promising anything. So that's all the hand knits I can show you. Yeah. Aside from Josh's present, I don't have anything on the needles right now. I might get some socks on the needles just to have something, some portable knitting. Sorry, Briarthorn hat. And socks are always nice. I actually have yarn paired up with a pattern. I just haven't started it yet. That's all I have for you right this second. Now, early in January, I'm going to announce the bare minimum details for FlossTube Retreat 2018, which will be fall 2018. I'm just going to announce the location and a few little bits and pieces. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned possibly for a Hanukkah vlog. I might not be able to do it all 8 days, but you know, I'll show you candles and I'll show you delicious latkes. And just, you know, we'll have fun. So, having said that, I'm probably not gonna see you around New Year's. Unless I, you know, get something really cool and want to show you, or have an idea, or what have you. So I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, enjoy Yule, and Dongli, and Diwali, and Human Light, and St. Lucia Day, and what am I forgetting? Tell me what I forgot below. Enjoy the season, and if you struggle this time of the year, you're in my thoughts as well, because it's a rough time of year for a lot of folks. It's not all holly and jolly for everybody. Yeah, so thanks again so much for hanging out with me, and it's been a great year, and relatively, FlossTube wise, it's been a great year. And thanks for your support, and I will see you in 2018.